Today we dyno the Yamaha comparison methanol to 110 octane race fuel. Yeah, I'll just keep on setting it up and we'll go from there. As the shock function in these carburetors is quite questionable, so I'll skip those and use brake clean for startup instead. And I'll just do one hit and test a little bit where ignition sits. I'll check the spark plug, and I'm figuring it runs really rich on top, but we just have to see it. I need to go get the starter. Petcock on, cooling on. I forgot the battery. pig rich. I expected it anyway, but I need to change the rods, and I need to go out. It's exhaust fumes everywhere. Well, that was the first with race fuel, and probably way too little advance. So I'll check the spark plugs and ventilate out these exhaust fumes. First ventilate out the exhaust fumes and then check the spark plugs. I'll meet you there. I ventilated out some exhaust fumes. The alarm went off, so they called me from the guarding company. So we'll check the spark plugs together. And the power wasn't anything to write home to your mothers about. I guess it's pig rich, and we'll see now when I check the plug. And the timing is very safe, and yes, it's soot pig rich. Yeah. The power was only 35, and it dropped off heavily at top of the scale. I'll show you right here. This is 10,000 RPM, and above that I got very safe timing, and below I got reasonable safe timing. So it just climbed, and then just, of course, it died. So I'll tune a little bit tomorrow, and cut this off right here, and see you guys tomorrow. So I changed the rod twice, and once yesterday and now once, and I turned the new ones, leader needles, up a little bit more to get about the same idle and the leader on top. And this is a cold start, so I'll need to use some brake clean due to the chokes. I forgot the battery. It's dried. It's empty. Fully charged. Once again. responsive to my throttle input. It really sings with small inputs. And I need to put more fuel in the can, and I also, something more I was thinking of. The idle is quite high, but the idle screws need a little bit modification, I guess, for electrons. They got stuck when trying to have less idle. And where are we? Yes, change the spark plugs. Now I got the race plugs in. I'll put a new set of BR9ES, just in the first test pull to see a little bit where the timing's set and how the mixture is set. So from now, I'll do those mods. Plugs from yesterday still very black, but they have dried out now, so they start to burn clean. This is the correct one. Is burning quite equal. I also, from yesterday, added the degree timing on top. This is the wrong plug and the right plug. So, put the new plug from here. Very simple, inexpensive plugs. I'll throw them away in a couple of pulls. Plugs are changed. Now I need to refill some fuel. There I got the fuel jar. Right there. I'll make a small, see how it feels. A little bit of a pull up to 11,000 RPM or something. Cooling on. Screen off. So, here we go. I keep forgetting this one. Didn't sound too healthy. Why? But the power turn hasn't closed. I would say those China rods are quite bad. It runs a little bit lean. I'll need to raise the rods on idle. It rises up while it's getting hotter, but trying to pull throttle fast, it bogs, and I need to keep engine above 8,000 RPM, otherwise it doesn't take throttle at all. And that is a lean situation. So the China rods is just like a taper. They are just grinded with a taper, and the genuine rods are grinded in different shapes but with a curve onto them, so you get more fuel in mid-range movement of throttle, and then the same as I've got now on full throttle. So I'll check the spark plugs now and see if they actually made any more power than 35. So I'll pause. Yes, it climbed upwards, but it still doesn't want to rev. I think it's rich on top, or ignition needs to be advanced a little bit more on top. But I made it a good progress anyway, from 35, 34 today, no, 33.4 today, and then that was in first gear, and then I made second gear, and then I made third gear. You can see first gear, second gear, third gear, and I'm up to 57. I'm just missing about 30 horsepower, 25. But those are about in this region, so it's falling off, and that makes me wonder if it's worth giving electrons that much energy today. I'll pause and think about it. I might put on my K-ins. They will work better with petrol. I gave it one more shot with the electrons. I'll close the power jet again, as it was rich on top, and then I'll turn up the rods a half a turn or 3/4 of a turn to compensate for a little bit lean on idle and lean on mid-range. But I figure it will be rich on idle now. But as long as I get the mid-range to take throttle, I can make some longer dyno pulls, and it cleans out the engine. I haven't checked the spark plugs yet. I'll do that also. But first, electrons. Oh, those are closed. Always dropping things. And now that got lost. Lost underneath the dyno. Upwards, 3/4 of a turn. Let's just make that half a turn. I'm chickening out. Always dropping things. Always. half a turn. What the fuck is the USB talking about? This is it. Will it run longer in the power band, or is it K-in time? Like so. Now it should be richer on idle and mid-range movement of throttle and a little bit leaner on top, maybe. Maybe it's the same on top, I don't know. Moving on. Dropped a carburetor. It dropped a carburetor. First time with electrons actually dropped the carburetor. So let's try it once more. Keep forgetting this. I think that was better. I'll be back. I don't know. Oops, stay still. Spark plugs are showing me that it can take a little bit more timing, as it should, and it starts to actually I was onto them too late now, but there are a soot ring down there, but it can be formed earlier in the run. Feeling though rich on top still. It doesn't, it just dies after 11,000 RPM, but maybe it just blows out the spark also. Let's change the spark plugs and test. So I changed back to my race plugs, iridium race plugs. They have more easy to light off a fire under high pressure. So I'll test that before I lean it out, because the plugs looked a little bit good actually. So yeah. The earlier spark plugs were 9s, this is 10th, and iridium this time, and normally copper plugs the last time. Still the same, but I think it went cleaner though. Check power level. No, it did not. My ears are deceiving me. I lost power, and I think it ran cleaner, but I lost power. And that makes me decide, get rid of the electrons. Yep. And why did I decide to get rid of the electrons then? Yes, I'm telling you. No, I'm not telling you. getting into this problem. As I have the power jets now fully closed, there aren't any needles, as there are a normal taper on them only. I can't, with a linear rod, I need to lift them so much to get a good idle and mid-range mixture in a mid-range throttle movement. It becomes too rich on full throttle again. So yeah, it was worth a try. The rods were cheap, but they might work on 4-strokes. I don't know. They might be made for 4-strokes. I don't know that either. So I'll put on some 2-stroke stuff and use old 39mm PWKs instead. See if I get them to work. They have a reputation for me to flood, but I'll give it a shot anyway. So here we go. So yes, my friends, I have changed the carburetors for some K-Heens. Took me a while, but there they are. And I haven't started it yet. We'll do that together. But I might throw in the towel because I haven't gotten any jets. Those small I need. I actually, yeah, I'm out of must have lent them out to someone. I can't remember. So in one carburetor, the main jet is 148 and the other one is 150. It's the closest I can get to 150. The pilot jets are 48 though, both of them. Man, I'm missing. Yeah, I'll try to start it though, see how it runs. I don't know, it might run rich, it might run really lean, I don't know anything. We'll try. We'll try. I probably won't need any choke either. I should pull out the gear, I guess. Like that. that weren't good at all. I need to rework everything. The idle pilot jets are so damn rich, and it doesn't matter what idle jets I'm putting into it, because the carburetor is leaning too much. I need intake rubbers and I need smaller jets, and I haven't got any of them. I'm back at 57 to the wheel. Failure. And yeah, that's lifestyle times. I need to calm down. Yeah, my friends, I had to throw in the towel. I couldn't get it correct. I haven't got any jets at home, and I figure I'll order, and might order new carburetors actually. I'm quite interested with the PWM carburetors on this bike also, so maybe I order some 38mm and wait for those. So, oops, sun. So instead I just washed up my car. Where are you? There. I washed it quite thoroughly, but driving it out from here it will be gravel all over the sides, because it is quite loose. It isn't compacted as much yet. It will sink down with weather before we're making tarmac of this. But yeah, I did a little bit of a polish and waxing, so it's easy to splash the, what do you call it, water and blow the dirt off later. And yeah, by that, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.